Sorry, I had to record that video all over again. When it comes down to change the perception of how people view me, this is the reason why I make these videos. Because people don't know the truth. They don't know the real truth. There's always two sides to every story. But when people try to go around or they work in groups to try to make one person look bad, they should be ashamed of themselves. I've been in the Edgecombe and Nash County area, back and forth driving to Wake County since 2009. Been in this house with me and my fiance when she finally got this house. Like I said, this was her grandparents were the ones who purchased this house for her. She was going to school at Nash County Community College. I was making the mortgage payments. Even when she stayed in a trailer outside of Sharpsburg, she was getting $200 a week for a trailer that was paid for because she said she needed the funds for her children. And then when her older son came to stay, I was giving her $50 for him to go stay when he was staying down the street at Pam's so he would have food at her house. That was weekly. I have the receipts, all those money orders. I keep all those money. She wanted the cash. So I would get money orders and I would fill those out to myself and give her the cash. The money that had been taken from me, even when this house here, she was going to school. When her stepfather co-signed for the house, I gave her the $2,500 to give back to him, and I started making the mortgage payments. I was giving her the cash anyway for the mortgage payment. And I think she was stealing my money because the utility bill shouldn't have been as high as they were at that time because sometimes she would be behind. I made those payments, $300 to $400. And then in the wintertime, sometimes $600, $800 because it seemed like she was behind. I don't know what was going on. And when I said I spent $32,000 in this house didn't have air conditioning heat. But I did that for less than 10. But it was other repairs that I started doing. Her stepfather, he came in and he fixed the floors in her daughter's room and in the back room in certain spots of the house. So I had already been making the mortgage payments and everything. But when she passed away, my dad said he was going to make sure he was going to secure it for me and my son. I said, let me know. I had already spent the money and he told me not to walk away from it. I said, I'm not. But I refused for some people to try to sneak in and trick me out of my position and come between me and my son. I refuse. I've spent too much time and money out of my pockets. Jobs that I had to turn down because I had to be present in my child's life. And then for people to go around and try to tell me that my son may not biologically be mine, what am I supposed to do about that now? I signed the birth certificate. We're way past that. But I don't need people to continue to go around and try to make me look like a bad person when I've given up my time and my resources to be there for my son and for other people. But when people realize I had a certain amount of money saved up, they start stealing from me. But people didn't know I had been working since I was 13 doing air conditioning and heat. I never had credit. Never had credit. I think I had one credit card when I turned 18. But other than that, everything I purchase cash. If I can't buy it more than once, I don't want it. I don't need it. I've kept myself out of debt. But when people start stealing from my account, especially after my mother passed away in 2023, they took over $50,000 from me in 1 month. I had 2 accounts, so they took over $30,000 out of. But then I had $20,000 that I had just got paid for doing 2 installs that I had rented a U-Haul van to do. I don't know, something about this area, Nash County, especially on this end of Rocky Mount, it seems more territorial. Families that have never left the area seem like they roam and they control the area. And they act like their last name's supposed to mean something. I don't know these people, and they don't know me. All I want to do is raise my son and stay out of the way. Without having people trying to ruin my reputation or spread rumors and lies about me. They don't even know the truth. And there is a big difference. See, people like to say a person was on drugs. They want to say a person was on drugs. There's a big difference in a person being on drugs and a person that is being drugged. Every time he go places, somebody's putting something in his drink or contributing, and then they're pointing the finger, but they're not pointing the finger back at them for causing the situation that happened, that took place. That's why I stick to myself, because people like to try to make you look like a fool if they can. That's why it's important for fathers to be very present in their child's life so they're able to help their children navigate through those type of situations. But no, that's not a good friend. You don't need to be around. See, I didn't have that. My father was more involved in politics in the Edgecombe County area in Nash County. And he probably gonna die broke like Martin Luther King, trying to stand up for something that he still will never have control over. My father can't even tell, he probably can't even tell y'all my favorite color or nothing. My father's never done anything with me. And he's never really acknowledged my achievements. But my father lived here in this house with me for 3 years. And from Sunday to Thursday, when my fiance did, she didn't even want him here, she would say. But see, as long as I was working 24/7 and busy, all they wanted was my money. And when I realized the majority of my money kept being stolen, I realized it was much easier for me to start my own business and be in control of my time and my dollars and be present for my child. And they don't like that. I encourage you, get into your word. Feed your spirit, man, feed your natural. Y'all be blessed, be encouraged.